Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Starting the Day the Right Way for January 7th. All right, we are a week into 2021. How are those New Year's resolutions doing? Anybody resetting for December? All right, so my little guy lost his dessert tonight. A little misbehavior going on, but that's all right. And as I'm laying him down, he's like, Daddy, why does it always seem like I lose something every single day? And so a couple of things. I said, hey, listen, buddy, we just got to keep on trying. It's all right. Daddy makes mistakes. You make mistakes. And I said, the other thing we have to be very, very careful about is our words. I said, he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you said every single day. I'm like, do you really lose your dessert or do you really get punished every single day? He's like, no. Now, I know the last 2 days you've gotten punished and you've had to lose a couple of things, but that's okay. Don't focus on that. We need to learn why we're getting punished and, try our best not to do it again. So he's all right. So we prayed and he went to bed and he was a happy guy. So that's all a parent can ask, to put his child to bed happily, right? But it led me to Ephesians 6, a very well-known scriptures in the Bible, and it speaks about the armor of God and the battle that we're actually against. All right, so I'm going to read it, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. All right, so verse 10, chapter 6, verse 10 picks up a final word. Be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you'll be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will stand firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body armor of God's righteousness. For shoes, put on the peace that come with the good news, so that you will be fully prepared. In addition to all of these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Put on the salvation as your helmet and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word. Verse 18 says, pray in the Spirit at all times and on every occasion. Stay alert and be persistent in your prayers for all believers everywhere. All right, so there is a ton in here, and there's no way I'm going to cover all this in a 5-minute devotion. But again, it's just meant to maybe help you dig into those areas of scripture that you need to dig a little deeper. Okay, series have been written on this, books have been written on this portion of scripture alone. But I want to look very specific at a couple of points. I want to look at the armor. I want to look what it initially says. It says in verse 12, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against the evil rulers and authorities of the unseen rule, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. Okay, so guess what? There's a battle, there's a war going on in heavenly places. Okay, and it's spilling over onto this planet, and it has spilled on over into this planet for a long, long time. Right now, it's just bubbling up here in America anyway. And we have people who are trying to solve a spiritual problem with earthly solutions. It's not going to happen that way. Okay, then it closes out in verse 18 where it says, pray in the Spirit at all times and on every occasion. Stay alert and be persistent in your prayers for all believers everywhere. Why is God telling us to pray in the Spirit? Because the war is going on in the spirit realm. Okay, whether you know about it or whether you want to accept it, there are different realms. There are actually three different realms. We have the earth. There's a second realm that right now is being ruled by Satan. And then we have where obviously verse 12 where it says, I'm sorry, let me back up, where evil rulers and authorities are fighting. Okay. And then there's the third heaven in which John referred to in the book of Revelation. Okay. So we are living in one of three places with things going on. So and they're prioritized that way. The first world here on earth being the first level, then the second level, and where John was taken to is the third level. Okay, so you cannot expect to solve a second level problem from the first level. Okay, it's not going to happen. Okay, that's why God encourages us to take on the full armor. Okay, that was the armor of back then during the Roman Empire. Okay, so that's how Paul saw it, and that's how he wanted to relay to his readers at the time. Okay, but there are heavenly wars. There are wars going on in unseen worlds that we have no idea about. Okay, there is a tremendous issue of the sin issue. Okay, man has a sin issue. Okay, Cain and Abel, right from the very beginning. One brother gave a good offering, the other brother gave a bad offering. The bad brother didn't like all the praise that the good brother was getting. So what did he do? He took him out. Okay, that's just with two people. Okay, we are currently filled with a world of about 8 billion people, all with different opinions on how to run things the best. Okay, guess what? God, the creator of the universe, knows how to run things best. All 8 billion of us really should be asking his opinion on the matter, his opinion on solution, his opinion on how to get together. Okay, because if we continue looking towards each other, we're going to continue in the same path that we're going. Okay, hope this was a blessing. Hope it made you think a little bit, dig into these scriptures. There's a lot here. All right, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.